There we go. Welcome to your fourth tutorial, guys. We are going to go over some guided questions and answers to help you answer the reflective analysis piece again. Before I start though, I want to let you all know that there will be an extension that will be granted for last week's, so the one that was due Sunday. So if you didn't get it in, or if you got it in a few minutes late, don't worry, you won't be penalized for that. And this week's tutorial assignment, you will also be given an extra week to complete the assignment. This is to just kind of, give everyone the chance to take the time to complete assignments given the circumstances we're in the world. I know there's a lot of things going on, so we decided that it might be of best interest for everyone to take their time and, if need be, take the extra week to complete the assignment. And if any of you have concerns, just if you want somebody to talk to, always know that my email is up and available. But yeah, any questions about that? The little blurb that I have talked about? No questions? Okay, I'm assuming there's no questions. Okay, let's get started. As you know, this week's paper was about COVID-19, and obviously because we have learned, read, lived through this pandemic, I'm not going to go well in depth into the background, but just for context, let's go over some points that are relevant to this article. So we know that BNT162b2 is a Pfizer mRNA vaccine against the SARS-CoV-2. Phase 3 clinical trials showed 95% effectiveness in preventing COVID-19. But there's a concern of new variants. So will our vaccine still be effective? So for fun, can any of you tell me what type of vaccines you've received? Yes. I've also got triple Pfizer, but I know a couple of my friends did 2 Modernas and the third be Pfizer. That's cool. We have a wide range, I think, in this class. And so the first paper, so why do you think the first paper was published as a preliminary report? What is the purpose of a preliminary report? What is the purpose of publishing a preliminary report, you guys? To get a rough idea rather than reaching a conclusion? It can be, but yes, so they can decide what actions to take. So disseminate information about the vaccine as fast as possible. So the purpose of it is to, the test and neutralizing activity of the Pfizer vaccine against the mutated variants of SARS-CoV-2, right, of this report. So can anyone tell me what the hypothesis is? of this paper. And just a friendly reminder that a hypothesis is a testable statement. The vaccine would still be effective against the new variants. Let's have it more scientifically worded. Is Sabika the only person that's here? Or should I be calling out students now? Yes, Tiara. So that's a good start. So the hypothesis is that the BNT162b2 vaccine significantly neutralizes mutated variants of SARS-CoV-2. And because nobody is participating, I'm going to take the liberty to point to individual students to answer some of my questions. So what was the major finding of this paper, Queenie? And this is also a friendly reminder that your participation matters in your tutorial grades. Okay, Samira. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yes. So 2 of the 3 mutated variants, to be specific, showed mutations at the receptor binding site. And it showed less neutralization than the original virus. The mutated virus with the poorest neutralization had mutations at the receptor binding site, which supported that mutations in this area might most alter the effectiveness of the Pfizer vaccine. So, Samira, can you tell me the limitations of the study? There are many since it's a preliminary report, but can you give me one? Perfect. Lack of systematic examination of individual mutations. That is a really good answer. Thank you. Okay, next slide. So the next paper, can anyone tell me why is this of a specific concern? Why is this strain specifically of concern? Because it can spread more easily. Assad, why is that? Can you elaborate? What makes it more transmissible? Oh, somebody raised their hand. Oh. Mutations at multiple sites, right? So the mutation is at the receptor binding site, which allows it to bind more tightly to cells. So it has increased range of virulence and increased prevalence and enhanced transmissibility. Perfect. So Megan, can you tell me one of the major findings of the second paper? Okay. Gabrielle, can you take this one? Oh, thank you, Megan. There was a larger difference in effective neutralization of B117 than the reference strain. Yep, perfect. And Gabrielle, can you take on the limitations of the study? Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so thank you to those of you who have participated. And so just to kind of end this tutorial, I just wanted to come up with a couple of questions that you might, find it helpful when you are doing the critical analysis portion of the reflective assignment. So these are some of the questions that you can consider. You don't have to answer all of these. It's just, some guides for you. So this is a reminder that your reflective analysis is due Sunday or plus 1 week. Please make sure to cite 2 other research articles in your critical analysis for full marks. Point form is totally okay. Make sure you answer every single question and make sure you include your name, student number, and the TA name in the header. Do you have any questions, concerns? If there are no questions or concerns, that's all I have prepared for today. So thank you for joining me. Teresa, will tutorial 5 assignment be due at the same time? Yes, it will be due at the same time. So it's a matter of if you want to submit assignment 4 and 5 all together, that's totally up to you. It's fine by me. Yes, the assignment is extended for 1 week. Could you go back to the slide with the guidelines, please? This one? Gabrielle? The similarity report affect our mark? No, not really. Unless you actually plagiarized, which I do check, but no. Yeah, that's why I check individually, Stephanie. Sabika, as I have mentioned in the past 3-4 tutorials, everything that you use to analyze should be backed up with research articles. You should defend your point, your opinion, with previous studies, and that's how critical analysis works, right? So if you are analyzing 2 papers, you should at least have 2 other research articles to source that, right? You can resubmit assignment 4 if you'd like. No worries. But yeah, if there's no other questions, I will see you all next week. Bye. Perfect. Good, good. It's so muggy outside today. I think it's raining all day or snowing or whatever. Precipitation. Um, it is 12:10, so we will get started. Uh, there's two papers that we're going to quickly go over to make sure that all of you are on the same page, and also to help you all answer the reflective analysis. But before I begin, I just want to let you know that there is an extension that will be granted for this week's tutorial assignment, given what is happening in the world. And I know a lot of you feel very much in distress. So we decided that it makes sense to give everybody a week-long extension. And this, of course, goes without saying, but if you do need any type of a support or anyone to talk to with regards to any of your personal struggles, or if you feel anxious about the course, my email is always open for you to reach out. Without further ado, let's get right into it then. Okay, well, because this entire article was about COVID, I won't go much in detail about, the biology of it all, since we've learned it, read it, lived through it. So I don't think we need to go through the extensive background of COVID, but just for context, we'll go over some points about the vaccine. So we know that the Pfizer mRNA vaccine is called BNT162b2. Phase 3 clinical trials showed that there's a 95% effectiveness in preventing COVID-19. And there, of course, is a major concern of new variants and how the vaccine will be effective towards these. So for fun, can you all tell me what type of vaccines you've received? Did you get a cocktail of different vaccines, or did you get all Pfizer, all Moderna? Sinovac, that's a first. Oh, that's very cool. I've been kind of taking a survey of all my tutorial sections, and I've actually seen a couple like Sinovac and the one, I think that's the Russian one. So that's like the first time I've actually seen some people get it. So it's pretty cool. All right. So let's go ahead and try to deconstruct the first paper. So the first paper was published as a preliminary report. Can anyone tell me why this was published as such? Why did we publish this as a preliminary report? And if y'all don't answer, I'm going to point out individual students to answer my questions. All right. David, can you help me answer that question? Why do we publish preliminary reports? That's okay. Ashley. Did any of you read the paper? Yes, Dima, you are correct. So it's just to disseminate information about the vaccine as soon as possible. So what was the purpose of this report then? Like, what was the main reason of this study? To analyze the effect on neutralization elicited by the vaccine. Yeah, that is correct. And can anyone tell me the hypothesis? And this is a friendly reminder that a hypothesis is a testable statement. Ella, can you tell me the hypothesis? What would be the hypothesis? Also, feel free to okay, well, feel free to come on the mic and also speak as well. Jason, what is the hypothesis? And also, this is another reminder that your participation in the tutorials all count for a grade. So if you don't come to the tutorial not prepared, that will be reflected on your tutorial grades. Yes, that is correct. So the hypothesis is that the BNT162b2 vaccine significantly neutralizes the mutated variants of SARS-CoV-2. And so what does that mean for the finding? Russell, can you tell me one of the findings? Right. So the finding was that 2 of the 3 mutated variants showed less neutralization than the original virus. And the mutated virus with the poorest neutralization had mutations at the receptor binding site, which supports that mutation in this area might most alter the effectiveness of the Pfizer vaccine. And some of the limitations are, Miliana, can you tell me some limitations of the study? Lack of systematic examination of individual mutations. Yes, that is correct. Okay, let's move on. So specific strain / mutation of concern that the second paper looked at was B117 with mutation N50Y. Why was this a specific strain of concern? Kalani, can you tell me why this was a specific mutation of concern? It spreads more effectively, yes. So to be more specific, because the mutation is located at the receptor binding site, it allows it to bind more tightly to cells, has increased range of virulence and prevalence, and enhanced transmissibility. So what was the major finding? Let's go to Tenzin. Can you tell me what the finding was? Tenzin or Chi-Chi? What was the finding? Okay, any other takers? Felix? Oh, Russell. Pseudovirus with the B117 mutation is unlikely to escape the vaccine protection. Yes. Well, the finding was that the neutralization within the younger group was slightly and significantly poorer for the B117 strain compared to the original Wuhan strain. And also the fact that neutralization was not significantly different for older group. So it is unlikely that the UK variant will escape the Pfizer vaccine mediated protection. So when we're answering these questions, we want to be as specific as possible, right? And can anyone tell me the limitation of the study? Use of non-replicating pseudovirus systems instead of the proper virus. Perfect. So hopefully those talking points helped you kind of guide yourself to answer the next week's assignment. I just wanted to go over some of these questions that you have the choice of answering when you are providing your critical analysis for next week's assignment. But please make sure that you are answering all of these guided questions in support with extra literature. So since we have, 2 papers to analyze, you should at least have 2 other external literature to support your opinions and explanations. So you should at least have 4 research articles in total when you are doing your bibliography. So this is a reminder that your analysis is not due this Sunday, but the next Sunday. So the date here is wrong. So please check the calendar. I think it's due on the 20th then. Point form is okay. Make sure you answer every single question that you are assigned. And on the reflective analysis, please include your name, student number, and TA name in the header. That's all I have prepared for today. If you don't have any further questions, thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you next Monday. Yes, I can. Have a good one. Feel free to screenshot this. Yeah, at least. Yeah, just one assignment about both articles. Yep, the word limit is the same. Yep, page limit. So 1 to 1.5 pages, fine. No worries. Bye.